He's making inroads on that European Order of Merit. This is the only place, of course, where you can get ranking points for the European Championship at the end of the year in Dortmund. But the famine part of what Mickey's gone through over the last couple of years on the Euro Tour is somewhat mischievous, because I get the feeling that he hasn't played that badly in qualifiers. In fact, it was only 5 events that he missed out on. Yeah. It wasn't 26 events over the course of 2 years, it was only 5. But now that he's back and playing pretty decent stuff, he feels about as confident on the European Tour as he has ever felt.
100. Niels, you require 101.
101 for a break of throw here for Zonneveld. Gets the treble 14 for tops. Nicely played. He's got the crowd back on side once again, and in great shape on his throw once more. Could do with a treble here though, just to
65.
You know, put the foot on the accelerator.
That'll do.
But that'll do, yep. 116 after 9 darts.
You take that most of the time, unless your opponent's on a 9, of course.
And Mickey won't get down to a finish anyway,
60.
so.
Niels, you require 160.
Oh, that's beautifully thrown. Double top. Oh, sublime from Niels Zonneveld.
So, I think there's no higher pressure situation sometimes than Q School, especially if you're going into the final day and you need points on the board.
It's awful.
And the fact that these two have done that on more than one occasion.
And bounced right back as well after losing it very recently.
It just shows you what, you know, they've got obviously got an abundance of character, and certainly a trait that will stand you in good stead. Now Mickey
wants to leave tops, but he doesn't want to go anywhere near that flight. Trust me, Mickey. You're going to back yourself. Love it. That's confidence right there.
I was just worried that he'd taken so long over that final dart that it might just, something might have gone wrong. But
by the way, I said 6 or 7 legs. It's best of 5 from here, so you can't have 6 or 7 legs. So it's either 4 or 5 legs, just to set that straight. But this is a great leg from Mickey Mansell. Doubles have been impeccable until that point, and they stay very, very good. That has worked out pretty bad, but Zonneveld has still got to find something sizable. He could leave a 170, and does. And that'll be for the game. Can you imagine the scenes? Now this place isn't full yet, but there'd still be scenes if a 170 is hit to win a match.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, Zonneveld might have a decision to make here. It depends what Mansell throws. If he gets another treble, 81. Now, does he take that? I think he'll have to go. If he gets 2 treble 20s, he's got to go for it on 113.
He wants this.
He's not going to lay up, not on 113. We'll never know anyway. But it might have been decision time for Zonneveld.
Another 134. Oh, now Mickey, have you got a 113 in your locker to break everybody's heart here in Zwolle?
He's had no trouble with the treble 20s in the main tonight, or he's gone 19s anyway. 56, so 16 for tops, I would have thought.
There'll be a reaction here if he hits this.
And there is a reaction. 113, and Mickey Mansell milks the moment.
Yeah, we've seen some associate members do quite well this year on the European Tour. Scott Williams, but it doesn't feel like he hasn't got a card right now. It feels like he's just part of the furniture. He's a very talented player.
Well, when you play really well in those first Challenge Tour events and you get yourself nestled in the top, it is a big advantage, isn't it?
Yep.
Because you can play in everything.
Yeah, it always helps when you win the first 2 events like Scott did.
You require 127.
Now, 127 in game. And there it is again. Every dart he's delivering is the same degree low. It's about half a centimetre low. That adjustment must be made.
Yeah, and if you can't make it yourself, you need to grab a set of darts that are 2 grams lighter, because they will go higher.
There it is again.
Yeah, it's in the same hole, exactly.
Oh, but look at that from the cube. Job here, 2 140s in leg 9, and he's got more to come.
134.
He's outscored Adams, creating more chances than his opponent, and he's taken out enough of them. That's basically it, I think.
Where's that first start been all game for Renier?
100.
About a centimetre lower.
Exactly. There's the setup.
55.
He has about 10 seconds to think about what he does next. The game of darts is not just about what you do on the board. It's about what you do in between throws.
96.
And if Watermina gets that right, he'll get this right. And he does get it right. And finally, banks himself a win in his home country.
That is too big of a difference.
108.
And here he goes again. Second leg in a row with a 180. And we're on 25 for the tournament, and many more will follow.
Might be another one here.
140.
Well, Mervyn King should and will now have a crack at 81 for a breaker throw.
And he might well have 6 darts added,
Yeah,
I think.
and he may only need 2. And he does only need 2. 81 check out. Awkward 99, very awkward 99, and again it's just as well that Mervyn King is where he is. Really struggling for the trebles in this leg is Merv.
And he has been scoring really well in this match, but the last couple of legs not so good anymore. Bellmont will get a few darts at a chosen double, and he likes double 16.
Well, I mean, the thing is, if Bellmont can somehow force a decider here, it changes the entire complexion of this match.
Yeah, I don't think Mervyn King quite wants to go there. After 9 darts, he's on 85.
Should be okay.
140. Mervyn, you require 85.
Well, it could be the best leg of the match for Mervyn King. This a potential 11 darter in the offing. Can't find the treble 15, so 70 remaining. That leaves the bullseye. Nice way to finish off, but it's not to be.
It's one of them players that always just goes for it, where you could make a case to just leave a handy double when your opponent is on 161.
Yeah, it's a chance. I think it was a chance worth taking, to be honest. As you say, to lay up. But as it is, 25, 9 for double 8s, or 1 for double 12. I suspect it with 9 for double 8, because Mervyn King loves this portion of the board normally. Bellmont on 96, so Mervyn King leads the double 8 and finds the double 8.
This is me being incredibly nerdy when it comes to the game of darts, but this is the very first time I have ever seen Jamie Hughes use different stems. Just goes to show how much of Jamie Hughes I've watched, because to me this is the first time I've seen him use these clear stems.
And just for the layman out there, the casual observer, the significance of that being,
a lot of dart players use the stem as an alignment thing in their eye. Obviously he doesn't want to have that in his eye anymore. He wants to focus on where the flight is, or maybe a different part of the dart in his eye line. But ordinarily it's a red stem for Jamie Hughes, so a little bit of a change, just trying to freshen things up. How about a bullseye for the wizard? Oh, there's that front 9 of Whitlock.
I know he's one ahead of me on that respect.
Now, can you possibly imagine what it felt like for Dave Chisnall and Zarbrook about 3 or 4 years ago? I don't know which one it was, where his front 9 for a completed match was 139. That game was ridiculous. if you consider how good Whitlock has been in his first 9 in this match, and it just continues to improve.
83.
Maybe not there, but that is sickening. But it's still just a tied game. Beautiful technician is Jamie Hughes. For me, one of the top 1% in the pro game as far as technique. I think he's absolutely phenomenal.
56.
If Hughes does win this, by the way, it could be a good omen for him, because he beat Whitlock en route to that title in Prague 3 years ago. That was his first PDC title since winning his tour card at the start of 2019. It did come on the back of a run to the semi-finals of a Players' Championship event not long before that, so he had the momentum. Top sear for Whitlock. Double 10. That's more like it. And he gives it back.
110 is something you'd be quite pleased with, especially when you've got yourself a 5th maximum.
Well, just when Jamie Hughes had dragged himself level, 307 plays 307, Whitlock comes up with that. And yeah, that could be that as far as Jamie Hughes is concerned.
58.
That's nowhere near enough. And Simon Whitlock has darts aplenty here. Can't find the treble 19. But would have left the ball.
Can you imagine if Whitlock won this tournament and he would win the 2 different Dutch Euro Tour events that have taken place almost 10 years apart?
10 years apart, yeah.
137. Simon required 28.
Double 14 then here for Simon Whitlock for a 6-3 win. And a passage into round 2 here in Zwolle.
He is a recipe for success.
Next step, a Euro Tour.
28.
That
Would be the natural progress.
Indeed.
160.
Proximity to that 60 for Kleermaker has been very frustrating for him.
Callan, you require 111.
I wouldn't be shocked to see Rydz take this out. That was
27.
an F on that one. Nowhere near an A.
100.
That was a bad effort from Callan. He would admit that. Tops. Kleermaker's in the game. Very eloquently said that game was huge for him because it got him in the World Cup team.
I didn't realise, but
Neither did I.
you don't know how these qualifications sometimes go. So much to take in with match play coming up, with the World Cup coming up. So, yeah, and then you can understand the pressure he was under.
And the fact that he won so well with that pressure on his shoulders, I admire that incredibly.
44.
Obviously duking it out with Johan Engström and Dennis
70.
Nielsen. So he's in at the minutes.
Ball for Kleermaker.
45.
Again, the first dart wasn't where he wanted it to be. And here comes Rydz for the 102, and he pins it.
Rydz.
It was 6-5, and Kleermaker took it 140 in the last leg.
83.
If you've never seen that game, find it. You will not be disappointed. It's 20 minutes of sheer holding your breath, even when you know the result. Luke Humphries doesn't want me to talk about that game much.
Well, Luke Humphries ain't here.
He's too busy having fun. Counting his winnings.
Well deserved.
82.
Well, if Kleermaker can get himself on something very small here
100.
and dodge one more match start potentially, he might still be in this match.
Still only one treble visit, is it? He hasn't had many of these double treble visits. Rydz, double 16.
And he does get the job done. It's not a happy Rydz, but it may be when he wakes up tomorrow morning.
Matt Campbell played both Rodriguez brothers in one tournament as well. Boris Kurtzman, I mean, yeah, matches that you might expect him to win, but
Ranking-wise, he should win.
ranking-wise should win, but as we know, it's a very competitive field and very long days as well, these Pro Tour events.
60.
And he needs to be
Danny, you require
really on
170.
song for the word go. Here we go, 170 checkout. Let's see if that hypothesis comes true here. Well, this would be another one to add to the record books if he could, but he can't find a way through on the second dart.
Got a feeling, though, that Konterman needs to do this Shanghai 20, because otherwise I don't think he's got another chance.
Yeah. Love the way Noppert took out the bullseye there for good measure anyway. Well, he's got the treble.
100.
And he can't find the double for the Shanghai.
Danny, you require 40.
And this is for a 13 dart break of throw as well. Steely focus in the eyes of Danny Noppert.
This is the Danny Jansen fan club, all in the yellow shirts. The mullets are in force in Zwolle. Look at that.
Look at that. Queuing up, waiting for their opportunity to see the great man who's on stage next against Vincent van der Voort. Might not have too long to wait here, although Konterman is in position.
140.
But Danny Noppert making his move once again.
Oh, come on, Ion, get this one. 18 and tops.
50.
And that will have to go down as another missed dart at a double, I'm afraid.
73.
And you just wonder whether Noppert will be ruthless once again. So tops for the match. And it is a 6-0 whitewash for Danny Noppert.
He's a fabulous young man, got a great following, but the guy can play darts. You've got to have a gimmick or a hook, something like that, but you've got to be able to play. He can play it. It just so happens he looks cooler than Dalton from Roadhouse as well.
It's the whole look, isn't it? It's the open collar, it's the bling, the mullet, obviously. It's the fan base, the fact that he's so young as well, and the fact that he is, as you say, a bloody good player. Likeable as well.
You can't box that, you can't bottle that. He is liked by everyone. Right, Van der Voort. Danny won't like this, but he will. Beautifully executed. Well, this is the way that Vincent wants to play this game. He does not want the crowd involved. He doesn't want Danny to get any extra exuberance going. He wants this game done ASAP.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Van der Voort gets another break here, can't see Jansen fighting back,
140.
no matter how talented he is. Vincent's in a great position.
And
a big visit here.
121.
Well, loose with that final dart, but yeah, he's still 2 darts away potentially here. Potential 14 darter incoming.
83.
only has his score and a little bit more. But Vincent now looking at possibly the treble 13 or the treble 19. And I think what he's saying is that one of the cameras is constantly moving. And from a player's perspective, that will be putting him off. If it's constantly moving, it's in his eye line.
Well,
44.
He's got a shot at tops if he gets the chance for another break of throw. Jansen looking at 72 here. 48, so double 12.
His world match play is hanging in the balance. He's currently 17th of the 16 qualifiers. Yeah, this is a pretty big game in his season. 106 to bank another £1,000 on that race, and to be involved on Saturday. Is he going to stay there? I think it was the right play.
88. Danny Uruguay 98. Vision you require 18. No score. Danny Uruguay 40.
wins the throw. He's got at least 6 from here. Oh, it's a magnificent 140. And Van der Voort needs one himself. He must get the 1, 2, 3. He does double dip. Oh, that's a great visit in the end. Will it be the end of the match right here? Or will it be Van der Voort to clasp a win from the jaws of defeat? But after the first 9, he has fallen away quite rapidly, and especially on his doubles as well. But there it is, that proclivity to find the 60 in the first 3 visits.
Madas is going 19s.
170.
He has many a different pace as well. He can be quite methodical, but in this game so far, I've seen about 3 different paces from Madas, and I think he's ready to play quick now.
Yeah, I think his quick pace is his best pace normally, but usually he goes quick when he feels confident about going quick.
Gary Robson once told me that when I get quick, you better watch out because I'm comfortable. Double 14, and Chisnall amidst this noise here. I do not recollect a louder Dutch Darts Championship or Dutch Darts Masters that didn't involve Michael van Gerwen or Raymond van Barneveld.
You're probably right. They're a noisy bunch, the Mullets.
27.
And they'll be back tomorrow, believe me, believe you. It is going to be.
I am just trying to think of a collective name for a bunch of Danny Jansen fans. Like the Mullet Squad.
140.
The Legion of Mullets. Well, what do you get with Dave Chisnall and a 6 next to his name? You get a win, and he's very close to it.
87.
One more treble and one more double will get it done to put Razma back on the plane. Bull again.
62.
He fancied the second one in 2 legs. Razma needs 2 treble 19s and double 12. Like Jacques said, it's just not being there for Razma. He's averaged 91.5, which is not bad, but Chisnall has made this 98 average look pretty pedestrian. And he does find his way through to round 2.